I'm Gabrielle Phillips, and I'm a Tampa-based photographer. I always had an interest in photography, but my friends were like a couple years older than me, so I used to sneak on the football field with them when they were in yearbook, and I would just borrow their cameras, take pictures. I thought it was really cool, so I kind of just fell in love with sports photography from there. It was mostly football. I did expand to a few other sports once I started feeling it a little bit more. But then that's kind of when I learned that I prefer portrait photography, because I would like those candid moments, but it was cool having like someone one-on-one with you and just, making them feel beautiful. Because I'm not really very outgoing like that. I think it's cool when other people are, so it's nice to get that out so I can start to learn to be that way as well. But making people feel comfortable always is like my #1 goal. It can get kind of hard sometimes, because you don't get along with everyone, but I feel like everyone I've worked with, we've been friends after that, and it's been nice to have, repeating clientele and stuff. There are the little moments like I said, but right off the bat, I feel like I get along with everyone. It's really nice. I don't really have too many bad moments with people. I feel like all my moments are good. I'm very heavy on designing the shoot before it happens, to give them a visual of what's gonna happen during our shoot, what I want it to look like, and then they can tweak it from there and tell me what they prefer, what they're comfortable with as well. I'm also one of the photographers that show you the pictures as we're taking them, just because I feel like if I don't like being in front of the camera, or if I'm uncomfortable in front of the camera, I wanna see what I look like, and it just eases my mind. So I do that with almost everyone I work with, just because, like I said, my main goal is to make them feel very comfortable and just excited, and look back at those pictures and be like, dang, that's me, I think it's just fun to make mood boards. I make them on my iPad, and I use this app called Procreate, and you just put everything in there, and then I usually just map out exactly what I want. But I try to always put my own twist on them. So if I do watch a movie, it'll inspire me for something, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I can do a shoot with this, If I go thrifting, props are a big thing that, help inspire me, but a lot of it is Pinterest. I do use Pinterest often. They have a plethora of images, so I just click one and then I'll just scroll and see what's similar. I feel like always on the field, you're a little bit more creative. You just kind of have to go with the flow. You can go into a shoot knowing exactly what you want, but once you get there, the weather can change things, the person can change things, you can change things, you might forget, certain props, so then you have to just wing it. I think it's all just, within media, music, watching movies, that kind of stuff. It really does help keep me creative. Music videos as well. I feel like it kind of gives me a sense of where I want to go with certain things. Editing wise as well. I do spend a lot of my day, on social media, so I feel like that's kind of what keeps me motivated the most and just creative. But it's cool seeing my friends create. My friends are very talented people, so being surrounded with a creative community and also going out and being creative, I think, keeps me more motivated to keep doing what I do. I think that that's one thing that I always aspire, to have, is just that community, build a community of photographers, because it can be very competitive. Luckily, I've never dealt with anyone, that wants to compete with me or feel some sort of way. But I just feel like even if you use the same model, there's plenty of other locations, there's plenty of places. Majority of the places I found is just driving, and then I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and I'll go there, It doesn't have to be competitive. We can all grow and learn from each other. I'm very open about how I edit my photos, what I use. I do FAQs, and I just tell people exactly what I'm doing to get where I'm at, because where I learned everything off of was YouTube. And I'm not a YouTuber, but I have a platform on Instagram that's slowly getting there, and I just want to share with everybody who has questions. But I love a sense of community and bringing that all together, and that's also why I participate in these events now, and I go out and I make a point to just let people know I'm here to work with you, not against you. It can get hard because I feel like everybody goes through creative blocks. I definitely had a creative block when COVID happened. You can't really take pictures of people because you're not supposed to be around people, so that stopped me for about a year, but then I kind of just lost that motivation completely, and then I just stopped for 2 years, 2.5 years, and got back into it recently last year. But I still have my moments. I still don't want to go out sometimes. I still don't want to get dressed up to go. I don't want to charge my camera. But when you're there, it's a feeling that, I'm working with somebody, we're gonna make something cool and people are, are gonna have a good reaction to it. So I think that motivates me a little bit more. Reminding myself why I do what I do motivates me. Going back and editing old shoots, it'll motivate me too, because I feel like you can always just find a new direction with your photos. Even if you've already posted them before, you can always post them again in a new way. Yeah, just pushing through those creative blocks as best as you can. It does get hard though, and especially, I feel like I've been on a constant streak, so sometimes I get nervous, like, oh, if I don't post today, like, I'm just gonna lose it completely, but it's not like that. It's not that serious either, and people are gonna appreciate your work when you put it out. They don't, have a time limit on any of it. I love Tyler, the Creator. It was my first concert I went to, was the Igor one. And I was in love. Like, I love Tyler, the Creator. I think he inspires me a lot creatively, and just with my photography direction, how I color grade as well. So going to his concert, it wasn't my camera, it was my friend's camera. And she had the zoom lens that it zooms all the way. So we were up in like the 300s, not even on floor, but when you look at that picture, it looks like you're right there, So I thought it was just really cool. When I first put it out, I wasn't even happy with how I edited it, and then I went back and redid it and everything. But that kind of set the tone for what I wanted my photography to look like, how I want my ideas to, come out and share with the world. Every concert I've been to since then, I've made a point to just be in the front, be in the pit, because I don't want to miss out on memories like that, and I feel like concerts and music are such a big part of my life. Besides photography, but it does influence me a lot with just everything creatively. So I want to make sure I'm up front experiencing those moments, and I do sneak my camera in as much as I can, but it's just about being there too and enjoying the moment. I did go to Dreamville Fest too. I didn't bring my camera, but I definitely need to the next time I go, because I want to get, those up close personal shots, and I feel like I can definitely get it there. J. Cole and Drake, like I don't know, I feel like they're just amazing artists in general, and their mindset is, really influential. Kanye as well. He's a little controversial though, but I feel like all of them I would love to shoot for, love to work with. Definitely San Francisco, because I just feel like it's beautiful there, but that's for more like landscape photography. I've kind of taken an interest in landscape photography maybe over the past like 6 months, but definitely San Francisco for that. Honestly, I always go to New York, but I love New York. I feel like you can get so many different shots, so many, like, it's never gonna be the same. The buildings might be the same, but the people are always moving. There's always someone new. And those candid shots are like my favorite thing there. When I went to Panama back in March, I went to go visit my grandma. My family's from Panama, so everybody's there, and I wanted to just document the trip, because I feel like every time I've gone, I never got the chance to actually just get pictures of my family. And they're so far away, they can't come here. So that was something I really wanted to do, but along with that came just the beautiful views in Panama. It's so gorgeous over there. So being able to take those photos, make postcards out of them, just like have my family, be displayed in front of everybody, because it's something very personal to me. It was really nice. But definitely since then, I've loved landscape photography. It became something I started doing more often. So I take trips often, and I just bring my camera with me. I brought my camera out for Mother's Day. I wanted to take pictures since we were going on the boat. Then the unfortunate accident happened, but it kind of was like a blessing in disguise, because I've had that camera for 7 years. The battery was giving out on me. It was really bad. Like, I would go to every shoot scared that my camera was just done for. So it pushed me to get a new camera. But in the meantime, the same day, within like a couple minutes, I already have people messaging me like, hey, I have a backup camera if you want to use. Hey, like, you can borrow this in the meantime. I have spare cameras. And I'm just like, dang, I wish I had a spare camera. But it was also nice, to have people who support me and just want to see me succeed, so they won't even let me have any setbacks, So I did have a friend who let me borrow his camera for like about a month and a half, and it was just really nice, and I'm very grateful for that. Actually, this shoot, I was really excited to work with him, but I was really tired. This was at, I think, 5 in the morning we woke up to go. I've had a few other shoots that way as well, but I feel like I've been in a good mental space, so everything else is just like outliers, you know, like if I'm just tired or something. So that shoot was really early in the morning. I had to drive an hour and a half to the beach. And I'm not a morning person at all. So it was really hard. And the water was cold. The water was freezing cold. So we were both struggling in that way. But we knew that the pictures were going to come out fire. So that kind of just kept us motivated. And I think, like, you know, our nerves and everything kept us a little bit warmer as well. Photographer-wise, definitely Mind of Junior. I think he's an amazing man. His photos are amazing, and I think he's only been doing this for 2 years, and I see that he's just gonna be something super big. You know, he also does music too, so that's also something that he can talk about, but it's cool. Like, he's multifaceted. A lot of my friends are multifaceted, so you don't even have to just talk about photography. You can talk about anything with them. I think I've had like such amazing opportunities already in the past year and a half that I've been doing photography. There are some events in the works or some, you know, segments in the works that I have coming up. But I think where I see myself in the future is hopefully having my own studio. I want my own studio space, decorate it however I want, make it just, you know, a space for all creatives to collab in any sort of way, and bring together that sense of community as well. Definitely have my own magazine. I want my own magazine by the end of this year. I think that would be really cool to just have all my work displayed and see, you know, all my friends in one book together. I think it's kind of cool. And hopefully shooting for, you know, brands, doing cool stuff like that. Nike would be fun. I would love to work with them, you know, in the fashion department and the sports department. I think it kind of, you know, kills two birds with one stone. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. It's GVGabrielle3. And I also have a website, and you can find it here. Like, everybody's been so nice, and especially you guys. You guys have been great as well. Getting me into my first showcase, having me, helping me coordinate another event and everything. I feel like it's just super fun, nice to have that community, and, you know, just, y'all are amazing.
That's a wrap. Yay.